Hi, I'm Marie McCluskey, visiting instructor with the Department of English at the University of North Florida and director of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. What began as a collaborative effort to share the experience of live theater between multiple schools, the cities of Ponte Vedra, Nocatee, and Jacksonville, and the Museum of Contemporary Art in downtown Jacksonville became not only a beautiful production on the outdoor stage in Nocatee, but also an exercise in adaptation, trust, and creativity beyond our normal theatrical bounds. On March 12, 2020, when Broadway made the announcement that all shows would be closing for what they believed to be a month, my intuition told me that I was going to have to make the difficult decision to close our production. In my 8 years as a Broadway professional, there were only 3 shows that in that time frame were canceled, all due to natural disasters. In all of those instances, I was not the one making the call. Now that call fell squarely on my shoulders. As a leader, I have a responsibility to assess the situation and make a decision that reflects not only the best interest of the production, but also reflects the care and well-being of the cast and crew as individuals. This group had become such a close-knit community, a community created by the vision I had for this production. So much time invested in research, script writing, design, and rehearsals. The work ethic that each person brought to the project is what made all the effort worth it. As Aristotle says, ethics are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. I didn't want to give up on them and this dream we had forged together. So I looked to the beacon that is Broadway, as well as local policymakers, including those at the University of North Florida, as I stepped forward into this altered world of COVID-19. I knew decisions would have to be made quickly if we wanted to preserve the work we had done up to this point. The evening of Broadway's announcement, I spoke with a couple of my production team and they reassured me that I was indeed on the right track. With their support, I sent a text message at 7 p.m. to the entire cast and crew outlining my new plan. We would capture what we could on film. Film withstands time and seemed to be the only option to capture this moment and this community. I fielded many responses, and there were reactions that embraced this new platform. Questions as to the logistics of where and how, as well as those that could see the uniqueness of the situation that loomed ahead and appreciated the effort to save as much as we could of this show. It was the only way we could ensure that the show did go on. With spring break for UNF approaching the very next week, the following day, March 13th, Friday, was the only day available to film. Due to the short notice, many of the cast and crew were not able or free the following morning. But with a show must go on attitude, we cobbled together the needed cast as well as film crew to make it happen. The trust in me and what we were trying to do was nothing short of inspirational. Actors stepped in to fill roles that they didn't originally play. Those not accustomed to working in film listened to new direction styles. And I dusted off my film directing skills to bring our show to the big screen. Timelines were tight, and as a result, we were only able to film each scene one time. What you will see in this film represents the hard work of my amazing production team. The collective flexibility, creativity, and out-of-the-box thinking that each of them brought to this table is what made all the necessary adaptations for this time of pandemic possible. Without them and the collaboration of the entire cast and crew, none of this would have been realized. Now, more than ever, through the absence of what we have always known as theater, I believe we are truly discovering what an impact theater has on us all. Current Broadway professionals, like my friend Shireen Ahmed, who plays Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, are rediscovering theater's importance in their life and reflecting on the influential role it plays in all of our lives. I would like to thank Shireen for sharing her thoughts on the importance of theater in the following clip.
Hi, I'm Shireen Ahmed, and I'm a musical theater performer. I think that theater is one of the most important art forms that there is in the world. It's one of the most ancient, and I think that's telling for why it's so important. When we're able to experience one moment all together as audience members and as performers, we're all able to experience something that, especially in today's world, is really hard to grasp. Also, as an actor, as an actress, you know, I'm on stage and I learn from the actors around me. There's so much teamwork and, you know, to be able to put on a show and tell the story well and get your point across, you have to work as a team together, and that's through connecting with each other and being present. I think theater is so important. There are so many beautiful things that we can take from the theater, and you know, live performances, especially now during this time in quarantine and COVID, we're all separate from each other, and I think we're all craving that connection, and I think we're starting to realize just how important something like that is. There's something to be said about watching a live performance because it's never the same. Every night is different, and that's exciting to share with people. So that's my take on theater.
And thank you to all that have supported this production in all its forms, from stage to Zoom to film. Each reiteration brought new memories to be cherished. Please enjoy our film version of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Let's, gentle folk, assembled here are we to witness a royal wedding, and central actions 3. 1. A love chase most heartbreaking and arduous, featuring Hermia, Helena, Lysander, and Demetrius. 2. A strange enchanted encounter between Bottom and Estate and Titania, the lovely fairy queen. 3. A struggle with Titania and Oberon, her fairy king, both enlisting puckish fairies to do their bidding. In Athens, Georgia, we set our scene, amongst the roaring 20s and lush greenery, where as we wise Athenians can plainly see, reason and love keep little company.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteen them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
Oh, cross, too high to be enthralled too low.
or else misgraft in respective years,
Oh, spite, too old to be engaged too young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh, hell to choose love by another's eyes.
Or, if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the collied night that in his spleen unfolds both heaven and earth. And ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick bright things come to confusion.
If true lovers have ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our child patience because it is a customary cross. As due to love is thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion, therefore hear me, gentle Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet with thee once to do observance to a morn of May with Helena, there I will stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers love, and by that fire which burned the Carthage queen when the false Troyan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, in number more than ever woman spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? Thou fair again unsay. Demetrius loves you fair, oh happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, where wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I give to you to be translated. Oh, teach me how you look and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty would that fault were mine.
Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silvery visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, a time that lover's flight doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the woods where you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their console sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet. And thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow. Pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food tomorrow deep midnight.
I will, my love. Adieu, Helen. As you dote on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or others some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, folding no quantity, love can transpose with form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes, figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because he is so oft beguiled. For waggish games and boys themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And whence in heat this hail from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, then will he to the woods tomorrow night to pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally man by man according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name which is thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, say what the play treats on and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you. And Mary, now, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready. Name what part-time for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover who kills himself most gallant for love.
That will call for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I can play Hercules rarely, or part to tear a cannon when all is split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates. Amphibious caw shall shine from far and make him all the foolish fates. This was lofty. Call forth the rest of your actors.
Francis
This is
Flute.
Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Petroquince.
You, Flute, must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
And I may hide my face, let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisbe, Thisbe, oh Pyramus lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, thy lady dear.
No. You must play Pyramus and Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Petroquince.
You must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Petroquince.
You, Pyramus's father, myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You are the lion's part. And here, I hope, is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you be given me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it's nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar to do it, any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar so that the Duke will say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly, and that would fright the Duchess and all the ladies. They would shriek, and that would be enough to hang us.
That would hang us. Every mother's son.
That would hang us. Every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, if you were to fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang you. But I will aggravate my voice so gently, so I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I'll roar you and tware any nightingale.
You may play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one would see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard best I play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in your straw-colored beard, your purple and grain beard. No, your orange tawny beard. No, your French crown beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and you'll have to play barefaced. But masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night and meet me in the Palace Wood, a mile without the town. There we will rehearse. For if we met in the city, then we would be dogged with company and our devices made known. In the meantime, I will draw up a bill of properties, such as our play once. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet there and we will rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut the bowstring.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you? Over hill, over dale, through a bush, through a briar, over park, over pale, through a flood, through a fire. I do wander everywhere, swift as the moon sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to do her drops upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, and in their golden coats you see, be those rubies, fairy favors. In those freckles lie their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, thou love of spirits, I'll be gone. My queen and all our fairies come anon.
Ah! The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. Although they do forswear that all their elves for fear do creep into acorn cups and hide them here.
Either I mistake your shape in making quiet, or else you are that shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are not you she that frights the maidens of the villagery, those that hobgoblin call you, and, sweet Puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck? Are not you she?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, and I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, nay, in the very likeness of a silly foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in the very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks against her lips, I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale, sometime for a 3-footed stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her bum, and down tumbles she. The tailor cries and falls into a cough, and the whole choir hold their hips and laugh and wheeze and swear that never was a merrier hour wasted there. But room, fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here my mistress, word that he be gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon. Fairies, skip hence. I have forsworn his bed and company.
Terry, rash wanton, am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know, when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and bursting luck to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here? Come from the farther steppe of India, but that, forsooth, the pouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perigenia, whom he ravished? And make him with fair Aegiales break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never, since the middle summer spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or in the beach margins of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brows, thou hast disturbed our sport, and this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents, and original.
Do you amend it then? How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance, till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our rounds and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me your oath and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath that the rude sea grew civil at her song and certain stars shot madly from their spheres. Do you hear the sea maid's music?
I remember.
Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid shall make a man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature it sees. Fetch me this herb and be thou here again, ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle about the earth in 40 minutes!
I love thee not, and therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, and the other who slayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen unto this wood, and here am I, enwode within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, yet you draw not iron, for my heart is as true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or do I not in plainest truth tell you that I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that, I love you the more.
Tempt not the hatred of my spirit. I am sick when I look on thee.
I am sick when I look not on you.
You impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one who loves you not, to trust in the opportunity of night and the rich worth and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, therefore it is not night when I see your face, therefore I think, I'm not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you in my respect are all the world. Then how could it be said, I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I will run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild tide makes speed to catch the tiger. Boop with speed, where cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions, let me go. Or if thou follow me, do not believe that I will do thee mischief in this wood.
In the temple, in the town, in the field, you do me mischief. Fine, Demetrius. Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Here it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, sweet musk roses, and eglantine. But there sleeps Titania sometime in the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in, and with the juice of this I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove a sweet Athenian lady's in love, but with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, and do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on, affected with some care that he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Come now around and learn a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute. Hence, some to fill pinkers in the musk-rose buds, some were with very mice for their leathern wings to make my small elves' coats, and some keep back that clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wanders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now asleep, then to your offices, and let me rest.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, roots and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Hear the bell with melody, singing our sweet lullaby. La 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 lullaby. La 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 lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm, come our lovely lady nigh. So good night with lullaby.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake, be it ounce, cat, or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, if you think it good, Hermia, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one foot.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear. Lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchange with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then lying by your side, no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much be sure my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love near altar till thy sweet life end.
Amen, amen to that fair prayer, say I, and end life when I am loyalty. Here is my bed. May sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that wish, the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through the forest I have gone, but Athenian found I none on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens doth he wear. This is he, my master said, despised an Athenian maid. And hear the maiden sleeping sound. On the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon my eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, that love forbids sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awaken when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkling leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, if so mine are oftener washed than hers. But who goes here? Lysander, on the ground, dead, asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet she loves you, then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, so I, being young, till now ripe not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's richest written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve such scorn? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius' eye, but you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth you do, in such disdainful manner for me to woo. But fare ye well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of more true gentleness. Ah! That a lady of one man refused should therefore of another be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from thy breast. Ay me, for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Me thought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What, removed? Lysander? Gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak! And if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Here is a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot will be our stage, this hawthorn brake our tiring house. We will do it in action as we will do it before the Duke.
What hempen homespuns have we here, so near the cradle of the fairy queen? A play toward! I'll be an auditor! An actor too, if I see cause.
Now, come on, every mother's son. Sit down and rehearse your parts. Begin.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me. To fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here and I will sing, that they shall hear that I am not afraid.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape. And thy fairest virtue's force, perforce thou'lt move me on the first few to say, to swear, I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make the friends. But if I had enough wit to get out of this woods, I'd have enough wit to get mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou press flowers thou sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go.
I wonder if Titania be awake. Then, what it was that next came in her eye, which she now must dote on in extremity. Here comes a messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress, with a monster, is in love!
This falls out better than I can devise.
Mm-hmm.
Hast thou yet latched the Athenian's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping. That is finished too. And the Athenian maid sleeping by his side, so when he wakes, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
I rebuke you, him that loves you so, laying such breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being our shoes and blood, plunge into the deep and kill me too.
And so should the murdered look, and so should I. Pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty, yet you, the murderer, look as bright and clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I would rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cure! Thou hast driven me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou look upon him being awake, and hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much?
An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I'm not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee then, tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what would I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce Spain. Here for a while I will remain. So sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, and for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe. And now in some slight measure it may pay. Before his tender here I'll make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quiet and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprison must perforce ensue a true love turned and not a false turn true.
Oh. Well, then, fate o'errules that. One, holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood. Go swifter than the wind, and Helena of Athens, look thou find. All fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion, see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
But what? I go. Look how I go. Swifter than the arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her of remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Oh, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one? Oh, that must needs be forced alone. Oh, these things do best please me, that befall preposterously.
Why should you in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more when truth kills truth. Oh, devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind. Will you give her o'er?
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Helena? Goddess, nymph, perfect divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eyne? Crystal is too muddy. How ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow. This pure congealed white high Taurus snow, fanned with the eastern winds, and turns to a crow when thou holdst up thy hand. Let me kiss this princess of pure white, the seal of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell, I see you are all bent to set against me for your merriment. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too?
Demetrius, you are unkind. Be not so, for you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here with all good will, with all my heart, in Hermia's love, I yield you up my part, and to yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If ever I did love her, that love is gone. My heart, guest-wise, home sojourned, and now to Helen is it home returned, and there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest on thy peril thou abide it dear. But look where thy love comes. Yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes.
Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by my eye, Lysander, found. My ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly dost thou leave me so?
Why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all you fiery O's and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could this not make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
Lo, he is one of this confederacy. Now I see they have conjoined all three to fashion this sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you contrived to bait me with this foul derision?
I'm amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, it seems that you scorn me.
Have you not sent Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore he speaks as to her he hates. And where doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, but by your setting on, by your consent?
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persevere, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths to call me when I turn my back, and wink at each other, keep the sweet jest up. This false sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which absence or death soon shall remedy.
Oh, stay, fair Helena. Hear me, my life, my love, my soul, fair Helena.
Excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
And if she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee. To prove him false that says I love thee not. And I say that I love thee more than he can do. If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too. Quick, come.
Lysander, we're too tense all this.
Away, you Ethiop!
No, he'll seem to break loose, but yet come not. You are a tame man, so just...
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing! Let loose from me, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Oh, why are you grown so rude? What change is this? Sweet love!
Thy love? Out, tawny tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, hated potion, hence!
Do you not jest?
Yes, Sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your word, but I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'm not gonna trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her? Strike her? Kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me a greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore, oh me, what news, my love? Am not I Hermia? Are not you Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore, be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, 'tis nothing truer, no jest, that I do hate thee, and love Helena.
Oh, me? You juggler! You canker blossom! What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Fine, babe. Have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet! Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made a compare, that she hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height forsooth she had prevailed with him. And have you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach into thine eyes.
Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You may perhaps think that because she is something lower than myself that I may match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me.
Why, get you gone?
Who is that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius!
Fear not, Helen. She shall not harm thee. No, she shall not, though you take her part.
Aye, she was a vixen when we went to school. She was keen and shrewd. And though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little. Again. Nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer to flaunt me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf, you minimus of hindering knotgrass mead, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in the one that scorns her services. Let her alone, and speak not of Helena. Lest if thou demonstrate so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try whose right of thine or mine is most encountered.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee. Cheek by jowl.
You mistress. All this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands are quicker for in a fray, but my legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
Still thou mistakest, or else committedst thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me that I would know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? Then so far blameless proves my enterprise, for I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far glad am I this did so sport, 'cause this there jangling, I do esteem a sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight.
Uh-huh.
I therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one comes not within another's way. And they next wake all this arisen shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. And back to Athens shall the lovers wend, whose league till date, till death, shall never end. Whilst I in this affair do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her loving oath. And then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
Ew. But, my fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for the night swift dragons do cut the clouds full fast.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love of oft-made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the eastern gates, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns yellow into gold as salt green streams. But, notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet, ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down.
And now our play is almost ended. The players must be well amended. First the lovers are set aright, heart with heart, and like with like.
Fierce Hermia is returned to her brave Lysander, while doting Demetrius follows after the fair Helena.
Now Titania is awoken from her enchanted dream, returned to Oberon, her oath given to Fairy King. Her erstwhile love, Bottom, no longer transformed, rejoins his fellow actors and his company reformed. Perchance you wonder and mourn most dearly to witness the heartbreaking tale of Pyramus and Thisbe.
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you should know, this beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which these lovers did sunder. And through wall's chink poor souls they are content to whisper, at which let no man wonder. This man with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorn presenteth moonshine, for if you will know, by moonshine did these lovers do no scorn, to meet at Ninny's tomb, there to woo. This grisly beswitched by name, line, height, the trusty Thisbe come first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright, and as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lying vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Paramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe mantle slain, and with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling, bloody breast, and died. And Thisbe, tarring a mulberry shade, his dagger drew, and died. For all the rest, let lie in moonshine and wall and lovers twain, at large discourse, here they will remain.
My tale complete, I take my leave, but, be it well behoove, the course of true love never did run smooth.
Now it is that time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every man sets forth his fright in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple hectate stream from the forces of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house, for I have been sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray. To the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark as prodigious such as are. Despise and nativity shall upon their children be. So with this field do consecrate, every fairy takes his gate, and each several chamber blessed through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed ever shall in safety rest. So trip away, make no stay, meet me all by the break of day.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now in escaping serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Demetrius, wait!
Leave me alone!
Lysander? He's just a little confused right now, calling me an acorn in short, but I know he loves me.
I don't understand why Petra keeps adding all these actors. I suggested a marvelous one-man show.
You want to know where my production is at? It's in shambles. My lead, gone. My company is not met, and my lion doesn't know his lines. They're extempore.
Titania already knows this. We're gonna get back together in the end. I mean, she calls it, we're done, but it's just a break, It's just a break. Excuse me.
I'm in love. With who?
What am I looking for in a lover? He has dark hair, dark eyes, and his name is Demetrius.